Hello everyone on our channel. Today we have a very packed episode. The show business never sleeps, and neither do we. And while the stars strut down the red carpet, telling everyone about their beautiful and perfect lives, we have something much more interesting. First, we will dive into the news about Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, as their son Rocky has become a superstar and a focal point of media and social media attention since the very first days of his life. Next, let's move on to the shocking details of Artem Chigvintsev's arrest. Yes, the very same dancer from the show Dancing with the Stars. Next, we will discuss the tumultuous romance between Slater and Ariana Grande, which led to a high-profile divorce. And of course, we won't overlook the situation surrounding the Kelly Clarkson talk show. Something interesting is happening behind the scenes of this talk show. Make yourself comfortable, the most scandalous news is ahead. My name is Yura, and you are on the Celebrity Reporter channel. Let's talk about the son of Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, the one and only son, Rocky. This little one has become a social media star, and Kourtney Kardashian never tires of sharing photos on Instagram. But behind this perfect picture lies a multitude of details worth considering. Let's talk not only about the details of their personal lives, but I will also add a bit of criticism and my personal opinion. Let's start by discussing the latest photos that Kourtney Kardashian posted on her Instagram. We see Rocky, who is only 10 months old, sitting on the windowsill with a view of the city. Yes, of course, it's cute. But let's think about how safe all of this really is. A child alone on the windowsill, let's agree, looks a bit strange, if not to say more. Next is a photo where he receives a kiss on the cheek from Travis Barker. Yes, of course, once again, a touching moment. But these are social networks. How genuine is this moment? Or is it done just for the sake of perfect shots? We all understand perfectly well that often such photos are just for publicity. It creates the impression that they are photographing every moment of their lives to show how perfect their family is or how ideal their picture is. The question is only whether they are overdoing it. The next story is about the Blink-182 tour. Kourtney shows how she is feeding Rocky, comfortably settled in the hotel room. This raises several questions right away. What is it like to be a child, constantly moving? A tour is not a place where a child can develop and grow peacefully. I feel that Travis and Kourtney are somewhat selfish in their approach to raising children. Yes, they want to be together, and they don't want to miss moments with each other. But at what cost should one sacrifice stability and peace for the sake of filming a show and touring? But what about the needs of the child? There is clearly room for criticism here. Kourtney doesn't often talk about how happy she is to have created a blended family. Indeed, Kourtney and Travis now have a whole brood of children. There's 14-year-old Mason, 12-year-old Penelope, 9-year-old Rain, and Travis's children from his previous marriage. They are trying to create an image of the ideal happy family, but reality is not always like that. The question is how the children experience these moments and the expansion of the family. Have you ever wondered what children feel when their familiar world changes so abruptly? Kourtney had a long relationship with Scott Disick, and the kids got used to him. Now there is a new dad in their lives, Travis. No matter how hard they try, children feel these changes, and this may leave a certain mark on their psyche. Another point worth mentioning is the publicity of their family life. Let's be honest, this family lives in front of millions of people. Kourtney enjoys sharing every step of Rocky's journey on social media. And here the question arises, how appropriate is all of this concerning Rocky? He is too young to understand that these moments are put on display for everyone in the pursuit of likes and popularity. They seem to forget about personal boundaries. What will it be like for Rocky when he grows up and realizes that his childhood was literally put on display? Travis and Kourtney may just be using this moment for publicity, but in the future, it could become a source of serious problems for Rocky. Let's summarize. Kourtney and Travis seem to be building the perfect picture of family, but behind this facade lies a multitude of questions and problems. From unsafe behavior to questions about the child's privacy and the stability of their life. This raises a lot of doubts. Personally, I believe that if they want to create a strong and loving family, they should reconsider their approach to publicity and raising children. More attention should be given to the needs of Rocky and the other children, and less advertising and PR. After all, children are not decorations, they are living people, and they deserve a peaceful and happy childhood. And now let's talk about the loud and scandalous divorce of professional dancer Artem Chigvintsev and his wife Nika Garcia. In the past few weeks, there has been so much drama in this story that Hollywood is nervously smoking on the sidelines. Artem was arrested on charges of domestic violence, and now Nikki has filed for divorce. Let's delve into the details of this conflict. And of course, we won't skip the criticism and my personal opinions regarding this entire situation. On August 29th, Artem Chigvintsev was arrested on charges of domestic violence. Well, it's not surprising considering how often we see such situations. Among celebrities, it seems that stars forget that their lives are not always in the spotlight, and every mistake becomes public knowledge. Nicki called the police, and it was noted that Chigvintsev was detained. Well, what's interesting is that according to him, the reason for the conflict was a shoe thrown at him. Has the couple really let their disagreements escalate to the point where it has come to shoes? Personally, I believe that if such fights are starting in a family, something has clearly gone wrong for a long time. A professional dancer, a star, seemingly the perfect couple that fans love and know. Well, if you dig a little deeper, many questions arise. Artem is demanding spousal support from Nika and even asks her to pay his lawyer's fees. This raises a serious question. If he is so confident in his correctness, why is he trying to shift the expenses onto his wife? Perhaps he understands that he doesn't have enough strong arguments. In court, I personally believe that such a move is an attempt to manipulate the situation. He clearly just doesn't want to lose money, but he is also shifting his problems onto his wife's shoulders. The most delicate moment is the question of custody over their son. Artem insists on joint custody, while Nicki demands sole custody. It seems that Nicki does not trust Artem, being a responsible father at this moment, and it's hard not to take her side, especially considering the recent events. Imagine a child witnessing a fight, and their father ends up in handcuffs. What example does this set? Of course, Artem is trying to portray himself as a victim, but apparently this may not work in court. I think his request for joint custody is more an attempt to maintain control than a genuine concern for the child. After the arrest, Artem tried to cancel the ambulance call. Interesting. Was it out of fear of public exposure or because he realized the scale of his actions? To me, it looks like an attempt to cover up the scandal. Well, as they say, a spoonful of tar fell into the barrel of honey. Nicki is asking for privacy during this difficult time. But at the same time, the divorce documents have already leaked to the press. And this raises only one question for me. Who is really striving for privacy here? And who is trying to use the situation to their advantage? Now they have both filed documents in court. A divorce spectacle awaits us. Artem continues to demand his share and spousal support, while Nicki stands her ground. The question is whether they will be able to reach a peaceful agreement, or if we can expect even more scandals and revelations. I believe that this situation merely reflects how deeply personal problems of stars can go, and how they strive to use the media space for their own benefit. And now we have a hot topic. And believe me, you won't want to miss this. The Broadway actor and translator has officially divorced his wife, Lily Jane. And of course, involved in all of this is none other than Ariana Grande. Let's figure out how this happened and why this situation is causing so much negativity. And now get ready, we will dig deep and not be afraid to criticize. So let's go back to 2022 when Ethan Slater and his wife Lily Jade had just become parents. They seemed like the perfect couple, who met in high school, went through all the hardships together, and even moved to New York for Ethan to pursue his dream of becoming a Broadway actor. But here's the question, if everything was so perfect, what went wrong? And then 2023 arrives. Our hero meets Ariana Grande on the set of Wicked, which is a few months after the birth of a child. Seriously, this is starting to smell a bit strange. And here we are, Yul, 2023. He is filing for divorce. Coincidence? Of course not. This all looks like a ready-made script for a drama. To be honest, this entire situation reminds me of the classic story of how men leave their families for career advancement. Could it be that for Ethan, new love and show business are more important than family? But it seems that is indeed the case. Ethan and Ariana started dating after filming Wicked. Of course, Ariana is also involved in this. She has just broken up with her husband, Dalton Gomez. It may seem that relationships are falling apart, but the question is how it all happened. But immediately, Ariana Grande's team started throwing out news that Ariana Grande began dating Ethan Slater only after she had broken up with her husband. However, there is just one hitch. At that moment, Ethan is getting divorced from his wife. Don't you think there's something off about this? At least two people who are married suddenly start dating. At the very least, this calls their moral principles into question. Can love at first sight be so blinding that it can destroy a family? Lily J, Ethan's ex-wife, naturally did not stay on the sidelines. Her comment that "my family is just collateral damage" makes one ponder how selfish people can be when it comes to their personal gain. Ariana and Ethan chose to keep their romance a secret, but how could such a scandal be hidden? I just want to ask Ariana, why? She apparently thinks that the whole world revolves around her and that other people's families can just be taken and destroyed for her own pleasure. Ethan, on the other hand, why didn't you think about your family? What is this behavior? Of course, there is no point in blaming just one side here. Both are at fault, and there is no need to look for a victim. And here we are. Ethan's previous marriage is dissolved. He and Ariana continue their romance. The public is split into two parts. Some support them, while others despise them. The question remains open. How long will their relationship last, and what will they do next? Maybe in a year, Ethan Slater will realize that he made a mistake and will want to return to his wife. Or, as we all know, Ariana can easily find herself a new partner. In any case, this situation illustrates an old truth well. Before starting new relationships, first sort out the old ones. Ethan and Ariana clearly ignored this principle, and now they find themselves at the center of a scandal. For us, ordinary viewers, this is yet another example of how the world of show business can be harsh and cynical. Let's talk about the queen of daytime, namely Kelly Clarkson, who is set to release the 6th season of her talk show. There are many famous names in show business, but what really happens behind the scenes of her talk show? And does she truly deserve such a high reputation? Let's figure it out. The 6th season of the Kelly Clarkson show is starting soon. Many are asking, why? Didn't she say what she already wanted? Of course, the show gained popularity. And here the question really arises, does she really want to share her thoughts with us? Or is she cleverly profiting from her popularity? Or rather, on this popularity, it seems to me that there is more commercial interest here than concern for the viewers. Kelly states that we are coming back because the viewers like it. But is it really true? She says, we love to engage in musical elements. This is of course wonderful, but does anyone still care about her music? With her abilities, as she hasn't released anything worthwhile in a long time, this is just an attempt to stay in the spotlight. Perhaps we should expect some remixes of her old hits, or we will just be listening to the same overplayed melodies. One of the reasons for the success of her show is supposedly the list of guests who come to the studio. But what is it really? Genuine conversations or a long rehearsed script? Yes, she can interact with famous people, but it seems that it's more about showcasing herself alongside these stars rather than learning something new about them. Kelly shares how she was there for Ariana Grande when she got the role in Wicked a bit. So what? She just took advantage of the moment to later discuss all these points on her show. Hollywood is a place where people are willing to do anything for publicity, and Kelly is no exception. She lives for these moments, and then presents them as her own achievements. It resembles a hunt for hype. Interestingly, while being a judge on American Idol, she loves to reminisce about how she herself won the same competition. Again and again, it seems that her confidence in the belief that everyone wants to hear her success story knows no bounds. But behind these desires, it is clear that what remains is her wish to stay afloat in this industry. Isn't it obvious that Kelly just doesn't want to part with her image, the queen of the stage? Behind the scenes of her show, they have a complicated relationship with the producers, strict contracts, and constant conflicts. Yes, Kelly Clarkson may look pretty and sweet on screen, but what is happening in real life? Maybe it's not as beautiful as the picture they show us. So what do we have? The Kelly Clarkson talk show is likely a PR project featuring new guests and old songs. All of this is done to stay afloat and at the top of popularity. However, how many viewers are still willing to watch this soap bubble? It's up to you, dear viewers. But in my opinion, Kelly Clarkson has long lost her charm. Now she is just fighting for a place in the sun. And thank you very much for watching. Like, comment. I will be interested to read each of your comments. And see you soon.